Today we're going to talk about two different ways that cruisers typically can make an impact, on a battle. And this can also be true of a destroyer, but in particular, cruisers are going to be either island campers or they're going to be open water gunboat or kiting type cruisers. And there are some that can do a little of both, but Des Moines is the classic island camper. She's built with a strong bow, two turrets up forward with 3 guns each, while her aft guns are only one turret with 3 barrels. So she's more effective bow in, and she can take quite a few hits onto her bow, but she cannot take hits on her broadside. So let's see how island camping works when you are in a ship that has a reasonably strong bow or has the ability to dodge shots from a position of sitting still. So let's see how that works. I am going to take us into a training battle. And looks like we are going to use hotspot and got it set up for a brawl or a scuffle. Okay, so we'll see what that does. And let's add a battleship. Okay, a tier 8 Amagi will work fine. So we will have it moving, and we're going to let it be armed, because while it's only a tier 8, Amagis can do considerable damage to any cruiser. And so we'll see how this one's going to work out. Okay, so moving into the battle, we are located in front of the Charlie Cap. So what I am looking for as an island camping cruiser is an area where I can get one side of my ship as protected as possible and not be overly opened up to broadsides from the other side. So when I look at hotspot, for instance, this has a tendency to be a pretty good spot. If you look down on my mini map where I am showing you with my mouse, also this can be a good spot. But that spot there, I'm going to head toward that spot. That is commonly the spot that radar cruisers like to go to.
Awaiting instructions.
And what I want to avoid is a situation where I can take broadsides from either of my sides. So I'm going to angle my ship so that I am nose toward the open field. So the open field is all down this diagonal and going across. And there are some ships, especially at tier 10 and the super ships, that can fire from way down here all the way over there. So I don't want to be overly exposed to that. Now the best situation for a cruiser is to be able to fire from a position where I'm not seen at all. So if I can get behind this island a little bit and be able to fire where I'm not able to be spotted, that's going to be the best situation of all. However, since we have no other ships in this battle, I have to find my target myself. That is going to give him the opportunity to fire back at me, but I'm going to angle. Now, I'm not going to angle directly nose to it because Des Moines has a very awkward citadel right through her nose, and I have been one shot directly through the nose. So I'm going to angle about 10 or 15 degrees in line with that Hamagi, but I am going to go back and forth. I'm juking back and forth now so that if there are other ships that are looking to fire at me, which of course there aren't in this training battle, but if there were, then they're going to have a harder time seeing me. Now, things start to get too hot. What I'm going to do is try to go dark, back around the corner of the island that's right next to me. Now, he has gone dark, or is going dark, and so I can use my radar. And I'm going to fire over the island. That's what you like to do when you're in a island camping cruiser, is if you can fire over the island, either the one right next to you or the one where the ships are located, then they are not able to get shots on you, because if they can't see you, they can't shoot you. Whoops, I'm exposing more of my broadside than I care to be. Okay, so my radar will be down in a bit. However, I have a good idea of where he is, and I can try using my hydro, but I think he's out of that range. Yeah, he's out of that range. Alright, he is coming around this corner. Now, where I am located right now, I am totally exposed to anybody shooting from the other side. So I'm going to back up here. I don't mind where I am compared to him, but I don't like leaving so much of my broadside open. So I'm going to move back. And we can assume that there are other ships going to be firing from my starboard side as well as right in front of me. So you just have to angle as best as you can and try to keep away from where they can do any very serious damage to you. So if I had other ships in the game, I probably would have located into an area like maybe back here where I could shoot over the island and maybe not be spotted at all. That's the best situation for an island camping cruiser, is to get behind an island and be able to shoot over the island and not be exposed at all. Not be having to worry about exposing your broadside. Alright, so that's the idea behind an island camper. Make use of the terrain, hide behind it as best as you can, don't expose your broadside, and give the enemy as little of your side as possible. Keep your nose toward them. And the other type of battle is when you're out in the open water and the enemy can see you, but what we're going to do first is talk about kiting. And the German cruisers are very good at kiting, and the Hipper happens to be one of my favorites for that. Now, the Hipper has two turrets up forward with two barrels each, and 2 turrets back aft with 2 barrels each. So she can be hitting things frontwards and backwards. In other words, she can be moving towards somebody or running away. When you are kiting, that's exactly what you're looking to do. You are running away and forcing the enemy ship to be coming after you. And so we're going to go back into that same situation, except this time we're going to run this on ocean. Because I'm not looking to hide here. I am looking to see the other player, and I'm going to use my detection range as much as possible in order to avoid getting shot. Alright, we'll go with the same battleship. And trigger that. So when you're kiting, it's essential that you put yourself into a position where your stern is toward the enemy before you're detected. If you have your bow into the enemy and then get detected, then you're very likely going to be deleted before you get turned around and can run away. Especially if you push in too quickly. Now, because of this being a training battle and I don't have DD to spot for me, I'm going to count on my detection range here. Now, this dashed line that we have down here on the mini-map is showing me where my detection is going to be. Now, I know the battleship is somewhere around over here. I also know about where a DD would be. A DD would be right in here, destroyer. So before my detection line gets into that area of the cap where a DD would be coming in to be able to detect me, that's when I need to get turned out and be ready to pop shots away at whatever I can, and then be able to use my maneuvering and going dark whenever I can in order to avoid taking heavy shots. Now, the problem with that is you might have multiple ships targeting you at the same time. So it's essential that when you can go dark that you do. Okay, I would be turning out about now or a little bit earlier, but I want to find that battleship first.
Enemy force
There,
detected.
so I know where he is. Now, my range is 17.7, so I can start shooting at him. Before I start shooting at him, I'm going to get myself into kiting position. I want to be turned outbound and moving away from him, because he'll be able to see me at 11.2 for this ship. Alright, I'm going to slow down a bit. I'm going to start shooting. I'm not going to wait for him to get into my detection range, although a lot of times I would. Okay, so I have some broadside turned toward him right now. But I'm kind of maneuvering back and forth. Now, I've been turning to my right way too much here, so what I'm going to do now is turn and go to my left a little bit more. There's his first shot. Now I'm sighting in on him, and I'm going to try to turn in between the shells, okay? Sometimes one or two of them might hit you, but if you're angled right, even those can have a tendency to deflect off, and you get a ricochet. Okay. Now, there's not going to be just one ship shooting at you. So you have to be aware of that and make sure that you're watching all around. Okay. So I'm using my rudder to turn my ship. I'm using my throttle to slow down. Okay, now I'm going to try to let myself go dark for a bit. He's going to take the cap, but that's okay. Okay, so I will be dark in 5 seconds. There. Now I can safely turn my ship. And you can see I've gone a long ways away from the cap, but I'm going to turn my ship. And a lot of times battleships, when they can't see you, they start looking for other targets, so they stop looking. So by the time I'm ready to start shooting, he's aiming at somebody else. Alright, now I'm going nose into him. I don't know what he's shooting at there. It wasn't at me. Those are, but now I'm going to move in on him. And this is open water gunboating. You like to have a ship that is maneuverable, has decent protection range, the ability to go dark when it needs to, and then I'm trying to dodge in between his shells. Oops. Exposing too much broadside here. Get turned back. I want to keep my nose to him. Now, I'm not going to be able to go dark now, so what I'm going to have to do is count on him not being able to hit me too directly. Because the Amagi has hard-hitting shells. Now, if I was in a situation where I had more teammates, I probably wouldn't have come in this close to him and put myself in a situation where I have to battle him. But one of the things that I have that he doesn't, I have torpedoes. Now, I'm just continuing to light him up, light him up, light him up. Okay, so I'm going to let him have one more shot at me with his guns. Try not to take a blapping hit, and then I'm going to use my torpedoes. There they come. Okay. Alright, that'll end this battle. Now what we're going to do, we're going to switch over to another ship that has a similar plan as far as how it uses its guns and the ability to kite. But what we're going to do with this next one is we're going to go with the Cleveland. And the Cleveland is a ship that is another fire-starting sort of a ship. She has 2 turrets up forward with 3 barrels and 2 turrets back aft with 3 barrels. Now she does not get torps. She's a little bit lighter build of a ship than the Hipper and the other German cruisers. So where I could take Hipper in close to the Amagi and absorb a broadside or two and get within torping range, with the Cleveland, I am not going to be able to do that. I don't have torps, but I cannot absorb shots. My only ability to win in this battle is going to be to stay far enough away to continue dodging those shots and then light those fires. So Cleveland is a good one that you would like to have in an island sort of a situation where she can fire over the islands, and as long as she has spotting or can use her radar, she'll do fine with that. However, let's see. Maybe we might go back and try the hotspot again, wherever it went. This is in alphabetical order, so you'd think I could find it a little quicker. All right, so we're not going to be able to do like Des Moines did because I cannot absorb the shots that Des Moines did. I cannot do like Hipper did and push in. What I have to do is put my dance shoes on and stay far enough away that the enemy B battleship is not able to put clean shots on me, but close enough that I can continually harass him and see him. Now, again, if I have somebody spotting for me, like a friendly destroyer, then I can make... Oh, I did end up on ocean. Oh well, that's fine. Then I can get behind an island and shoot my guns over the island, because Cleveland has a good firing rate, very good fire starting chance, and she has a very high arc on her shots. That can be maddening against a fast destroyer, but it is nice against a large, slow-moving target like a battleship. Now, with this Cleveland, I have, again, very good detect. Now, I also have radar, which isn't going to help me in this situation, but my detection range is actually just about the same as my radar range. My radar on here is 9 kilometers. My detection is 9.3. So about the time that I show that I am detected is about the time that I can hit my radar and spot destroyers and things like that. They definitely don't like to find themselves within the guns of a Cleveland. We put out a lot of shells in a hurry, and if we can hit what we're aiming at, we do a lot of damage in a hurry. Okay, it's going to be a little while before I spot the battleship. I'm just getting up here to Bravo Cap. The battleship ought to be coming up. There we go. Okay. Now, again, like I did with the Hipper, I do like to start out early with being able to kite away. But this time I'm going to let myself get in closer. If there was a destroyer to worry about, I would be turned and kiting away before my detection passed the arc right up here. I've already passed it, but I would be turned out earlier. However, because I don't want this battle to take forever and ever, I'm going to let myself get up a lot closer. All right, now I'm going to start turning. He's going to see me here in just a bit. And now, okay. Now he's going to want to start shooting. Depending on which way his guns rain, they were probably looking straight at me, and right now they are. And again, like I did with the Hipper, I want to be in a situation where I can steer my ship in between his shells when he's firing. Here's a shot coming. Now they're going off to my left side. Now I can turn now. I have such a quick turn that I can turn and be moving toward him before he can get another shot at me. It takes him quite a while to get his guns on, to get shots coming. Now here they come, and I'm going to turn into them. I did take shots. I did take some damage. And I will. Now, again, what I'm looking to do is when he's getting ready to shoot, I'm going to steer right in. So here they come again, steering into them, and make him miss. Make him miss with as many as I can. Now on the next shot that he takes, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to try to steer away from him. Slowing down. Okay, he should be getting ready to shoot right there. Now, steering away so I can get back into kiting position again. I'm a little closer here than I would like to be because a good battleship player is not going to miss by that much. I would probably be staying out around 9 or 10 kilometers. I let myself get in to just under 7 there, and that's not a comfortable situation for me, but yeah, because even one hard shell will come right through my citadel. I want to stay out a little bit further. This is a good comfortable spot right now. I can hit him. He has only his aft guns that can shoot at me. And here they come. I'm going to get my stern right to him. And that did minimal damage that time. Now I'm just going to use my maneuvering to try to stay away from him. He's going to take another shot, and then I'll turn and steer toward him again. There's a shot. Steering away first. Make a miss. Okay. Now get steered back. Okay. I'm turning a little slower than I wanted to be. A good battleship player would have been leading me and known what to expect on that one. I think I was a little bit slower than I wanted to be on my maneuvering. Oh, and he got a last shot on me anyway. Alright, so open water gunboating. Some ships are built for it. I think the French cruisers are the epitome of an open water gunboat type of a ship, where their maneuvering is so quick and they can start and stop very quickly. But Cleveland is also one of the good ones for that, where she's pretty good at maneuvering. I felt a little sluggish there, just wasn't moving quite as quickly as I wanted to be. But when you have somebody spotting for you where you can make use of islands and duck in and out, then you can take some time, take a few shots from out in the open water, and then duck back in between the islands and make use of that. Works out pretty well. I got a little closer than I should have with that battle and took some shots that I probably normally wouldn't, because again, you don't want to take hits when you don't have to. But the idea between those three styles of fighting, Each of them has their time and their place and can be very effective. The Des Moines, because of the way she's built, with that stronger bow, some of the Russian cruisers like the Petropavlovsk and the Stalingrad, and the German cruisers that have pretty strong bow and of a decent firing rate can tuck in next to an island and be uh, doing a real good damage to the enemy team and help to control a cap. On the other hand, having a ship that can fire those loopy arcs, which Des Moines is another one that's good at that, and many of the American cruisers are good at that, are any ship that you can fire over an island where you can sit in fairly close to the island, stay undetected, and then be firing over, you're going to be effective with that. Now, other players, the enemy team, just hates it because they can't see you to shoot at you. And so if they do see you, they're going to be targeting you, just guaranteed. But with somebody like the Hipper, where you can kite away, get your stern to the enemy, be moving away, go dark when you need to, uh, get the enemy's attention on somebody else, you can be very effective. You take a couple of salvos. I don't take more than 3 before I let myself go dark. Just about the time the enemy starts to get their guns swung around to look for me is about the time I'm going dark. And by going dark, they can't see me, and then I can get my shots at them after they're paying attention to somebody else. Get turned in, move to a doom position, and all of that. And then with the open water gunboaters, and if I had a French cruiser on this account, I'd show one of those off. But Cleveland is probably uh, the best that I have in this fleet for my ships here for being able to open water gunboat. And uh, you just have to know you're gonna get hit a few times. You just don't want it to be a devastating hit. So you're doing your best to dodge in between the shots. You're using your steering and a little bit of throttle juking where you're controlling your throttle, but mostly it's using your steering and steering into the shells where most of them are going to miss you. Every once in a while you get smacked and get smacked hard, and you will get evaporated, especially up against somebody like the Tier 10 battleships can annihilate a Cleveland with one salvo. But if you see them coming, then you can dodge them. Now again, I use my detection range, and if you need to go dark, go dark. I tend to shoot a lot more when I'm open water gunboating because I am dodging and I am actually drawing fire away from my teammates a lot when I'm doing that because people just love to take shots at a Cleveland. We're a hard to hit target, but for some reason uh, they they want to take us out, and then we light fires on them and make them mad. So uh, I can't say that I can keep my Cleveland afloat till the end of the battle. Sometimes it's tough, but you take advantage of the island cover as much as you can. If somebody's laid some smoke down, use that smoke, and then otherwise just dodge those shots as much as you can. So uh, the three modes of cruiser battle, I would say, the 3 main ones. I really uh, use each one of them depending on the ship and the situation. I could be using all 3 of them with Cleveland, although not where I have my nose toward a battleship where they can see me because they can blap me from any angle. But I do like to get behind an island and fire over that island and make good use of it. I'll do the same thing with the Hipper. Now, I've done some open water gunboating with Des Moines. She has a slow rudder shift. She's not built for that. With Des Moines, I am built for the throttle juking. And so I'm moving back and forth and back and forth. So I run the propulsion mod 1 instead of the steering gears mod 1. With Cleveland and Hipper, I'm running steering gears mod 1 because I want to be more nimble. But with Des Moines, I like to have propulsion mod 1. And I think the ultimate build out for Des Moines is to, in the armory, when I get enough Research Bureau points, and right now I only have 300, so I've got a long ways to go. But when I get enough, then I would like to get the unique upgrade for the Des Moines, which is, here we go. Okay, the unique upgrade for the Des Moines is enhanced propulsion plant. So you can throttle juke real well here. And her rudder shift is pretty good too, but negative 50% to her time taken to reach full engine power. So she'll shoot forward uh, real quickly, and then you can put her in reverse, and she'll pull backward real quickly, get stopped. And I've seen Des Moines in battle that are able to dodge shots real effectively that way. They can pull out from their island, take some shots, and then back right back in behind the island before the battleships can get shots on them. So that's going to be a while before I get there. But I will put that on this Des Moines. I might someday put that on the Des Moines on my other account too, because that is her main claim to fame, is the island camper. All right, well, let's wrap this one up. It was a concept that I have been thinking about for a while because I play cruisers a lot, and I find different ships are built for different style of battle, and I kind of wanted to show you what that looks like, and have you understand why ships are doing what they're doing and how you can make good use of it yourself, hopefully. All right, well, have a good evening and see you in battle.